Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading for Pisces, all aspects and or the cross watcher from now until the next set of Pisces readings. Remember, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you feel like this is not for you, check other aspects of your chart and or other videos, readings, to see whether or not I've picked up on what's happening for you. You can also join me on Instagram, x_Jale_X. For daily reads, as well as TikTok, psychic_1. Information is in the description box for all my social media, and also if you want to book a personalized reading from me. Okay, so let's jump in, Pisces. Let's see what Pisces need to be aware of. Pisces energy, please, Spirit. Pisces, please. Okay, consciousness and sacral chakra in the reverse. With the throat chakra, you're going through a healing, but it's a consciousness healing where your mind is expanding, and that's actually bringing comfort and insight into inner child, sacral chakra, your emotional world. And because of that, it's opening up a new level of awareness, which is also healing the throat chakra. There's a lot of purging that you're doing between now and the next set of readings. A lot of information you're going to be probably getting as well, either through the dream state or literal, like either 5D or 3D, you know, dreams or communication. Big, bold vision as well. So again, it's like things that maybe, again, we've got inspiration as well. Things that maybe you had ruled out or thought weren't going to happen is about to shift. And that's probably because you're also healing. There's a sacral chakra upgrade, and because of that, the throat chakra. We've got Pandora's gift on the bottom of the deck as well, which is, it's like there's a purging here that's revealing something new, something else that's useful, sacred. What else for Pisces, please? What else for Pisces? Yeah, we've got energetic clearing. So again, it's confirming that and allowing. So with that releasing, there's new energy that's coming. There's also an awakening here that's coming through very strongly. Where's those other cards here? Right, what else is happening for Pisces between now and the next readings, please? Pisces energy. Okay, so again, especially if you're a light worker, it's helping you understand your place and or what you're going to be doing moving forward into the new year. It's creating a vision for you moving into the future and removing any false narratives that you may have. It's going to require self-discipline though. There's some kind of self-discipline that you need to be also taken into consideration. The power of sound. Okay, so this is how I want to say it is, while your throat chakra is having an upgrade, you need to be careful how you're expressing yourself. If you are, let's say, in an emotional state where your sacral chakra is going through a clearing and your throat chakra is out of whack and you're absolutely hurtling words at people, that's going to have an impact, because we've got the power of sound. You need to be very careful in this time what you're allowing to be spoken, because again, that can create a knock-on effect. It's like there's a birth and expansion here, but just be careful. Again, have compassion, true compassion. We're not asked, no one's asking you to sit and be walked all over, but I think that especially you guys are the oldest sign, and you're usually very old souls, especially if you're a sun sign Pisces, okay, in my opinion. And sometimes you're setting the tone, you're setting the standards, and if you're dropping those standards, then humanity's a little having an issue then. Make sure that your mark is one of a higher consciousness, because it's going to set the stage, and what you're setting is a tone for the overall year, but also what you're welcoming in, because what you're giving out you're going to be receiving, because again, we've got Pandora's gift, but also we've got big bold vision. So once that's cleared, you're going to be seeing things a lot clearer, and there's a kind of opening here. But just be careful as things are being released that you're not using words as daggers, because we've got a melting pot here. There's going to be a lot of energies kind of throwing themselves around in this situation as you're purging and removing layers. This is an initiation and ceremony, so make sure you're starting it off as you wish to proceed, because we've got a level of an awakening here. So there's a higher level of awakening that you're about to step into, which is why layers are being removed, and that may come in as guilt, shame, upset. Make sure where you're directing that is not to the wrong things. Make sure that anything triggering that energy to be released, there's a conscious awareness of what that actually is coming from, rather than directing it towards a person. It's very easy to direct this in the wrong way, and then you're having to go back and fix everything, which is not what they want you to do. Again, communication is going to be super important. How you're communicating is okay, put it this way: if you have communication issues with somebody, the likeliness is that they view that you have a communication issue with them too. It works both ways. Like if you're, and you might sit there and go, well, you know, this person's done this and this person's done that, but you can only, again, you'd have to sit and look back over all the conversations and use discernment, but you can only understand from your own perception. And if this person can't understand that you're in pain and that sometimes you communicate from that level, they may be a conscious awareness that actually this is not their fault, and that they're having to handle things from your level of awareness, and so they are upset with that. Be careful you're not projecting your pain onto somebody and then using them as a bit of a scapegoat. That's another thing I have to say. Because look, we've got good intentions. Maybe this person doesn't understand how to communicate properly. You've got to remember that too. And again, the feminine principle, utilize, because this is about feminine healing here. So there is a purging of the feminine here and what that means. And while you're going through that, be gentle with yourself and others, because it's not their fault you're going through it. And yes, if you're getting triggered in the meantime, question, why is this triggering me? Why? What is it about this? And keep asking why until you get an answer. Someone here is also longing to belong, but you have to belong in your own self first before you can externalize that. And this is like, there's a homing beacon as to where you want to get to, but there's a stubbornness here that needs to be removed first, and a pattern of behavior as well. Be the example that you want to see, right? Be the light you want to see in the world. It's the same thing. My guide is saying, you guys, this is not a nice message, I'm going to be honest with you, but they're saying you guys should know better, because for a majority of you, you really should. For some of you, I'm not going to blame all of you for that message, but you guys are usually very high in consciousness, very, very high vibrational beings, very old souls, very advanced beings. And don't get caught in the traps of the social matrix. Don't get caught in that of like he said, she said, and you got to look, this is about a wider perception. You're coming into 2022 and there's going to be a need for you to set the standards here. Okay, I'm just relaying the messages. Light of awareness in the reverse, and seeking karmic balance in the reverse too. So someone's an avoidant energy, embracing family. So until you can again come together and meet soul family, there's a light that you have to acknowledge in the self and also feel comfortable with, whilst recalibrating karmically. And we've also got guilt. Why are you feeling guilty? What is this guilt about? Why do you feel guilt? You feel outcast, or there's an arrogance here as well that needs to be released. Maybe you think you know better than the situation. Maybe this person doesn't know better. Maybe that's their weakness. That's the thing. You guys have to view this from a certain perspective. Well, you don't have to actually, but this is what they're advising you to do. And also share cultural ideals. Maybe they just haven't, this is just not them, you know, what you're expecting them to be like. But the other problem is that sometimes people don't open up the lines of communication because they're expecting to be challenged and they don't want to get into that. Sometimes they don't view that kind of a conversation as rewarding, and so they hold back, you know. Just be aware of, and ask question why. What is this guilt? Okay, and there's no point as well feeling guilty about expecting more when someone can't give it. Like if you're saying, yeah, but I want them to do this more, I want them to do that more. There's no need to feel guilty about asking for that. But there's ways of doing it, and there's ways of, again, it's arrogance. It's like there's an expectation that someone should be doing it. That's not love, that's control. And maybe this person's aware of that, you know? Look at the long-term goals. The underlying energy here is this is a survival fear. You're projecting this because it's a survival fear. It's something that you've asked for in your past and wasn't acknowledged. It's an inner child wound. But you're utilising this, projecting it onto others. Be careful of that. It will shift your communication. Once you're like monitoring that, it will shift how people communicate with you and vice versa. Again, we've also got the masculine principle and the force of attraction. So there's a strong urge from a masculine here. Let's say you're coming into an alignment with a twin flame, strong soulmate, right? The masculine is following the force of attraction. If you're not in your attraction mode and you're in this no mode, you're not going to draw the masculine to you. It's like you're falling into a feminine wound by demanding these kind of things. Because again, it's like you're projecting your energy onto this, really. Just be aware of that. Again, single-minded focus and solar consciousness. So there's going to be a shift. Probably going to be around the 2nd. Maybe even later. That there is going to be, it may even be the 3rd. There's going to be a shift here, but it depends how you respond in the meantime. And they can only meet you as you've met yourself, right? If there is a partnership energy that's being looked at here, like a twin flame union. What else for Pisces, please? Belief systems. This is about challenging your belief systems and coming out of an expectation and learning to nurture the self first. Don't rely on people to nurture you. And when that doesn't happen, thinking that that's their fault, because actually the wound is still there, right? This is about spiritual commitment to the self and regaining spiritual sovereignty so that external factors don't affect you. Listen, I know that's not easy, but this is, again, what they're asking you to look at, to come full circle here, to complete. There's a circuit board, there's a disconnect in the circuit. They're needing to reconnect that up and utilise this as a single-minded focus. But how you view someone and how they interact with you, that there is going to be a shift. But it requires you to question this. Why do you view things the way you do? Because again, from where I'm looking, there's an inner child issue that links to the sacral chakra wound, that links to the throat chakra wound, which is why, first of all, you have an issue with communication, maybe from another person, but also there's an issue with communication from you, because how you're expressing yourself is being misread, which is why this person is not communicating with you. And that's being sent out because there's a wound within the sacral chakra which is not being looked at. So you need to ask yourself, why? Why does this mean something to me for them to do X, Y, and Z? Why? What is that makes me feel like I need that? What is that? Keep asking why when you're doing your shadow work. Why? Light of awareness and secrecy. So again, beyond wisdom. So let's see. Clarify secrecy, please. Clarify the secrecy. So we've got mirror reflection. So if someone's being secretive with you, you need to ask yourself, what are you being secretive about with them? That's how you resolve this situation. You bridge the gap. That's how you clear this. You step outside your comfort zone. So if someone's not communicating, someone's not opening dialogue, you need to look for what exactly you're not opening dialogue about, because that's going to help you understand what exactly is going on here. which will aid your ultimate evolution here, which will help you feel like you're reconnecting with the self, because by that level of awareness will reconnect you with not only you but with another person, and then it will bridge the gap. There won't be confusion. It will help you move forward. But there's a definite communication issue here. Right, let's see what else, please. The forest. So the forest is about breath, right? Creates oxygen. We need room, we need space, we need the tools to create life, don't we? So that's the right environment. We need to create the right environment, and the mentor. So let's say, for example, you're stuck in this, but why should I be the one to do it? Well, why am I always the one to do it? You need to be the bigger person. You need to lead by example until they are up to speed. That's just how, unfortunately, that's how it works. We've got the storm here as well. And then we've got the dead end with the siren. So again, it could be that you're getting ready to start an argument because what this person's giving you is not what you're expecting, and it's frustrating you. But what are you giving to yourself? Because if you're not healing this, you can't expect them to heal it. If they're not paying attention to you, are you paying attention to you? If they're focusing on other things that are attracting them, then you need to be the source of attraction by doing the healing work. That is going to turn this whole thing around, not anything else. And if you're thinking, well, I don't want to have to deal with this, it's too much work, then they're not going to put... This is not the kind of journey that's going to be like 2 weeks of work and then it's done. This is a soul evolution, right? So it's for your higher self. And it's not always going to be easy because there's lessons, there's a soul evolution to consider. So Spirit aren't going to... They're going to put you in touch with someone that's going to challenge you for a reason. We've got the seed and the crone. This is self-sabotaging behaviour, because whoever this is I'm reading for wants children, but they're not healing their own womb in order to get past themselves, to be forgiving and having that compassion in order to actually bridge a gap. There's a standoff energy here that this person is reading on you, that you... Put it this way, you're coming across this other person that you hate them, and so they're feeling a little bit scared of that. Because they're waiting for you to snap or bite or something, and so yeah, they don't want to get close to you while that's going on. They don't, because they're waiting. They're waiting for an undercurrent to come up because they can feel it. They're clearly intuitive. So again, you need to address this first before you're around them, because if there's a bitterness, they're gonna, again, practice compassion. This is gonna help you. The stone, look, someone's too rigid in their take on the situation. They're not listening to their intuition with the mystic and the empty room. It's like the lights are on but no one's home, you know? It's like Spirit are trying to help you with this. Last message for Pisces, please. Okay, so burdened heart. And let me get... Right. What else for Pisces? Anything else for Pisces, please? They want me to pick the other deck. Free from judgment and free to love. In the world, not of the world. So yeah, your expectations are a burden, either to you or this connection. And there's a judgment here as to why someone's not doing something, and it's actually creating a block. And that's because of an emotional block within you. Again, it's like you have to do some healing. If you want to connect in this way to anybody, because this is blocking you, just a genuine emotional connection, you have to do this kind of a work. Alright guys, hopefully that helps. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. It means a lot to me. Until next time, take care.